Hello and welcome, each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre. And joining you again is Morganne Rayne Adept, visionary, spiritual guide, and, and something is wrong
That
with
was
our
really weird.
sound.
There's a lot of background noise going on there. Oh, I'm echoing. Do you have your phone close to you?
I don't have anything.
I don't either. It usually only echoes when or is your like YouTube open on another browser that can do it? Do you have any other windows at all open?
Okay, how is now?
I think it's still the same thing. No, maybe it's better. Maybe it's better.
I don't know what is going on.
I'm glad it's not me this.
I really don't know what is going on.
Do we want to go out and come back in?
Hear it now. Oh yeah, it's still there. Huh. It's let me see.
Okay, I change something here in sound settings. How is now?
Or no, let's see. Am I echoing when I talk?
No, you don't.
Maybe it's better. No, it's still the same. I can hear. Can you hear the background stuff, Morganne?
Okay.
I just closed out all of my other windows. I don't have my phone with me.
I really don't understand what is going on at the moment.
Maybe we have a guest that we're unaware of.
Okay, how is now? Now
Now I
everything.
think it's good. Yeah. Oh yeah, now it's good. Okay. Oh, I can still hear myself. Yeah, I
By
don't
the
know. Maybe
look of
it's
it,
good now.
it's still somewhere echoing. I have no idea what is going on now. Okay, ladies, you try talk between you and I.
Yeah, we can go ahead with the show. Maybe it's so low, maybe it's not going to come through that much. Maybe we could just talk and maybe we won't notice it. Uh-oh. Maybe she thinks it's something on her end, so she was stopping. Maybe it's someone. Okay, let's see how that works.
Okay, we tried. What's happening now?
Same thing, it's echoing.
still the same thing. Okay, you've been telling us about juice. Let's start from this juice.
Okay, let's do it. Last week we were on a health kick, so let's do it again this week. This is black fermented carrot juice. It is our new elixir. It's kind of like an all-in-one. It so it's I've never seen a black carrot before, and this stuff is only available in Turkey. But here in Kurdistan, we found a store that has it, so we've been buying it again. It is spicy. It has some like red pepper in it too, but it really is like snake oil. I mean, it cures everything. It's a fermented black carrot, yeah, with hot pepper. So it's good for your blood. It's good for regulating your blood pressure, your blood sugar. It's just really, really good for so many things. They have not spicy also. They have just a plain one, but I don't know. It's kind of like with a, Pepsi or something that we used to drink. You kind of crave the burn if you don't have it. So we love the spicy one. It's delicious. It is so, so great for you. I stopped drinking wine some time back, um, I hear that red wine is really good for you and it doesn't have a lot of carbs and it's supposed to be good for your blood and stuff. However, I'm such a lightweight when it comes to that stuff. I can get buzzed pretty easily. One glass of wine can, get me buzzed. And I'm just not a person that I've always liked to have control over my mind. And these days, it seems like I just drift off into a meditative state so easy as long as I'm aware. So that's why I switched from my wine. I really didn't want something to take me away from my constant meditative state. So I've just put it down completely.
I found you can buy it on Amazon.
Oh, awesome. Great. You can buy anything on Amazon now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anything and everything. Wonderful.
Yes, you can. I might order that just to give it a try. Yeah. Anything to increase. I too like you, I don't drink alcohol. I have only found alcohol to be detrimental to my health, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So I don't advocate drinking alcohol at all. However, I do have a bottle of gin in my apothecary. And I have that there because back in the old days, they drink gin and tonic. It was not as a libation; it was for healing. So
Right, for
I've had the
medicine.
same bottle of gin for like 20 years. Yeah. Even with my recent COVID experience, I didn't hardly get sick. So I didn't even feel like I needed to use it for that either.
Oh, good.
But I have it just in case as medicine. Yeah.
I know we always kept rum around not rum, whiskey. We always kept whiskey around the house, and any kids in the family that were teething, you just rub some of that whiskey on their gums, warm them up a little bit, take away the pain. We've gotten so far away from the natural, homeopathic ways that we were. We really, really, yeah, we've gotten so far away. Now, what is your, now DMT, that is, where you go, where a lot of people talk about DMT when they get into this trance. They do shrooms or they smoke, marijuana or something to release the DMT so they go into another dimension or another realm. What is your thought on that stuff? I don't do either one, so I can't say as I have any experience in the realm, but I know people especially like shrooms because it takes them to a whole nother dimension. But like I said, I just have no experience.
Well, I have lots of thoughts around that, because I come from indigenous tribal affiliations here in the US. I'm not unfamiliar with using substances that will activate those parts of the pineal gland that will stimulate that DMT production. We have natural occurring DMT. The issue is, so this will kind of be a broad answer. Because of the fluoridation in the water, the corruption within our food supplies, the manufacturing of things they call food and give to us, our pineal gland, as well as other glands, have calcified. So it's harder to access that naturally occurring chemistry within our own brain.
Mhm.
I do know many. I don't do I have done psychedelics um, for the experience of expansion. I've also been able to decalcify my pineal gland so that I can just do meditation practices that will encourage what they call prism, the the land of milk and honey, if you want to talk about it scripturally, to
Right.
begin to occur naturally, right? We're already told we have this innate gift within us to be able to access our sacred spiritual self. In some cultures, they call it the chrism oil, they call it the land of milk and honey. And they do that because it actually secretes um, the the substance that will allow you to have beyond a temporal experience. So it takes you out of the 3D awareness and puts you more into other dimensionality awareness, depending upon where you go. That's different for everyone. I have many friends who
Right.
do ayahuasca and travel to do the ayahuasca for the same
Mhm.
experience. However, I
Right.
would say that the best experience is to clean your body temple, clean and purify your body temple. I call it a temple for a reason. It houses your spirit and your soul. And so when we honor our body temple by giving it pure nutrition, what it really needs, and not stuff it with things or feed it sugar or any of those things. If you can work toward cleaning the critters that are growing that are out of balance in your system, all of that will. If you can do that, then you have more access to really who you are. But that said, because humanity has been placed in this compromising position of ill health and wrong foods and all that, then I think that God gives to us everything we need. So if you need to access it through the mushrooms or through ayahuasca or whatever you choose, then I would say do that with guidance. Don't do that on your own, but do that with guidance
Right.
so that
Yeah.
you can have a spiritual experience rather than something very frightening or out of control. So
Mm-hmm.
anytime you use substances outside of your natural way, you have to be very careful. So that's how I think about that, and that's how I hold that.
So, okay, you talk about us eating food-like products, our food being so processed, our pineal being calcified. So that is 100% the case. So I found myself broke, essentially. I'll just be totally honest here. I found myself broke. And I had X amount of dollars to live on until I could figure out what I was going to do next. And so I moved down to Mexico. That was the first time I left the country about 6 years ago. Well, no, it wasn't. But anyway, I had been out of the country before, Asia and stuff, but just for vacation. When I left for good, like packed up all of my stuff and moved down to Mexico, I became deathly ill for about 3 weeks. I was so sick, and I thought it was the food that I had eaten, it was something, but then I realized later I was going through a major detox, major. I was afraid to eat the meat down in Mexico anyway, just because, I don't know how long it's been hanging in windows, whatever. So for one, I became a total vegetarian. And for two, there were people that would come in from outer villages, people that would come into the city with all of the fruits and vegetables and stuff that they'd grown from their farm. So, all of this fresh, healthy, wholesome stuff is all I was eating. And for protein, I was eating lentils every day. So I ate one time a day. I ate lentils and tortillas one time a day. And then, other than that, during the day, if I was hungry, I would snack on my fresh fruits or vegetables or whatever. And I kept every Saturday, I would walk up to the, farmer's market, you could call it, and buy all this fresh stuff. And then, like I said, one day, oh gosh, I was down. I couldn't get out of bed. I could hardly crawl to the bathroom just, you know, to relieve myself here and there. It was bad. I really needed to go to the hospital, but I was by myself. I didn't have anybody to take me. After that, now you're bringing all of this stuff to light. And up to this point, I had been studying so many religions and so much stuff. The truth is here somewhere. I just have to find it. It's like going through a big, huge mansion for a treasure. You know it's there, but it's hiding behind a brick somewhere and you can't get to it. When I went to Mexico, for one, I was totally by myself. I didn't have a TV. I didn't have anything. I just had like my Torah, some Buddhist books, and myself. Like that was it. For two, I had a car, but you're taking a chance driving there. And I had a really nice car, so I would just park it in the parking lot and I would walk everywhere. So I was getting exercise. I was getting plenty of vitamin D. I was eating fresh. I was eliminating all TV, essentially. This is when I
Mhm.
started living in flow, meaning this is when the
Yep.
truth started coming to me. This is when I realized, like, everything I'm searching for, it doesn't exist. Like, I don't know. It's so hard to say things in words, but like, there was nothing external that I needed. Everything that I was searching for was already in myself. I just had to find it in here. I'm not finding it in books.
Yep.
I'm not finding it in relationships. I'm not finding it in television, in church, in whatever. I'm finding it in here. And that's when it all started after I almost died in Mexico. So that makes sense. I I had this major detox thing that happened accidentally, and ever since then, and since then I've lived in several countries. I go back to America to visit, and then I go back, and do you know how much different I feel when I'm in America? And Source
Mhm.
is literally stopping me from going to America. You know my situation. I cannot live in America right now. I am being stopped. I have to live outside of America. And I think it's coming to me right now as I'm talking. It's like if I leave here and I go back there to all of the negative energy, to all of the negative polarization, I'm like leaving a relationship. Yes, I do have to leave my husband, but it's deeper than that. I'm leaving the relationship that I have with Source. I'm leaving the relationship that I have with myself. This amazing time. I talk to the other side every day so clearly. I mean, I can ask every day, who am I talking to today? And so and so will pop up and say, hey, I'm here, how you doing? And I have these amazing experiences that I could never have in the physical. You can only reach this stuff in higher dimensions. And when I go to America, I have I just feel I I feel the anxiety. I feel the tension. I feel the negativity. I 2, 3 months, I'm ready to get back on the plane and go.
Yep. Yep. America really is under attack in so many ways. And it's been this way. I guess it started back in the 50s, and I was born in the early 50s. But what you're saying reminded me of when I was a little girl. We grew gardens. Part of the blessing and the curse of being poor was that we did have land, but we grew gardens, and all around us. I grew up in the South, so which was a blessing too, because there were fruit trees everywhere. There were peach trees and persimmons and oranges and avocados and all that. And then we had our garden. Well, I don't even really remember my mom cooking very much because we were always eating out of the garden. We'd go
Eating
grab a
fresh.
cantaloupe or
Yeah.
go grab eat it fresh. I mean, like one of my favorites was watermelon, and we grew hundreds of watermelon. I mean, they were everywhere all the time. And part of my earliest memories was going out there and go grab a big watermelon and break it in half and just start scooping scooping it out with
Oh,
my
there's
hands.
nothing better than
Uh,
a watermelon on a hot day in the South. Nothing better.
That's right. Really nothing better. And then it was just climbing the trees and being exposed to nature on a
And we
constant
didn't wear
basis.
shoes.
So
We didn't wear shoes.
no shoes, no shoes. no shoes, and deep connection with all the trees and the dirt and
Nature.
you
Yep.
know, and the dirt is just alive. It's alive, and people forget about that. Most think dirt and rocks are dead, but there's a life force in that that holds so much beautiful energy. Well, when I was little, and I also had a brother that was like me too, very much connected to source. And he and I would have these tremendous conversations around what we saw and what we knew. And we were just little kids, but we were so connected on all levels that we had a you know, clean, clear pineal gland. Still, we weren't fed milk or dairy or any of those things that can contribute to that. Um,
Mm.
we didn't till later have pesticides around. So pesticides came when I was about a teenager, and that's when really the veil of forgetfulness really came on top of me, and I started to
Mm.
forget my connection to source. Um, and again, too, that's when you know, there was, you know, you go to school and everybody's eating hamburgers or French fries, or you know, there's the the social pressure of eating, right? So eating watermelons out of your garden just wasn't really cool. Uh,
Right,
so, you
right.
know,
Well,
as
yeah, you were the poor kid from the country. You grew up on a farm. People were,
yep,
you know how it is, peer pressure. They just pick you to death about everything.
yep, yep. So, you know, you change your diet, you dumb yourself down just like everybody else. The television is
Oh,
another thing
that
that people
brings back
feed their
memories.
minds with, which is just criminal in my opinion. I don't
Yeah,
watch television. I have
me
a TV so
neither.
I can plug in movies, right? So,
Yeah,
and my children, I wouldn't let them watch television. I was always that parent that wouldn't
me
allow my
neither.
children to
I
watch
didn't
TV
either.
because
Yeah, me neither.
and they go, "Well, you know, one of the things my kids would say, Mom, we're not normal. I go, yeah, I know, because normal is not something you want to
Thank
strive to
God.
be.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. Yeah,
you know,
I had my kids in the
so
2000s and they grew up with black and white movies. That's what they watched and that's what they loved. And, you know, all of my kids are well-rounded, professional adults, all living good lives. Like nobody is, you know, screwed up. Nobody's on drugs.
mhm,
Nobody's, yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And I
So,
didn't
you
grow up
know,
poor.
what
I grew up
you,
on a farm,
yeah.
but you know, with me, like
So you have to really
I was the
consider what,
kid. Sorry, go ahead.
uh,
Sorry, we're
you know,
talking over each other, I think.
we have to continually every day think about what we are putting into our being, right? Because what
Right.
you put in is what is going to be released. So that's why it's so important for me to make sure that what I'm putting into my mind, that's the first place I start. You know, I know I hammer this one home all the time about how I wake up in the morning. You know, it's like I wake up and go, I'm still here, right? That's the first thing it not only is it like a realization, it's an announcement. I'm still
Yeah.
here. And what have you got for me today? And so, and then I ask for what I need, right? I ask for what I need to support what I'm given for the day, be it through guidance, be it through food, be it through whatever. And so, what you put into your being, what you watch, what you witness,
Hmm.
who you associate with, what you eat, all of that plays a part on the ability to access that higher consciousness that we are innately born with. We might have to do a little excavation and cleansing work to get to it these days, but it's worth the work. It's worth it because when you begin to tap into that flow of, and you know what this is, once you got there in Mexico, right? You got out, you got the programming out, you got the bad food out, you got all of that out. You cleansed your body so you can cleanse your mind. And
Yeah.
when you cleanse your mind, then you have a spiritual temple, that fully operational. And that's the part they don't really want. A lot of people say, well, you're just a conspiracy theorist. And I go, yeah, I've been like this all my life. uh, because I would think about, well, when I eat that, I feel bad, or if you hang out with
Yeah.
that, I don't feel good about myself. Just like that's all stuff they're putting into you. So this is where, as divine sacred beings, we have to make tough choices, and choices that really are about the alignment of us with spirit, not our alignment with people,
We
or
really have to
the
protect
current group,
ourselves.
right? Or
I know,
being popular, all those things.
right. I know where I'm at
Absolutely.
right now. I'm a sponge for outer energy. So I had a couple, two, three girls walking behind us the other day, and boy, they were giddy and laughy and talky, and all of a sudden, their energy came over me. And then, we're walking just a few more feet, and I can feel the sensation of like anxiety, and it just came to me like, oh my gosh, I'm looking around. I'm picking up a lot of energy from outside now. So I don't prefer to be in
Yeah.
crowded
Yeah.
places. I
Yeah.
prefer for me and Sam to be walking down the street by ourselves. We're feeding off of each other's energy, but I don't have a lot of other outside influence going on. I pick it up so easily now. Another thing, while we are on the topic of health, I would say the most important thing that you can do if you are trying to climb dimensions, for one, and if you're trying to heal your body, for two, fasting has taken me to higher levels than I could have ever imagined. So, we've been hearing for how many years, you
Yeah.
need to eat three well-rounded meals a day, and you need to have snacks in between that. But listen, our science is new today. We know that your body is either working to heal itself or it's working to digest the food that you just put into it. So if you're eating every couple of hours, you're draining all of your energy into digesting that food. So your other um your other
Mhm.
systems are not running as strong as they can, not running as strong as they should, because you're just keeping them busy. It's like keeping your soldiers busy doing something else instead of keeping an eye on the enemy, destroying the enemy. When I do a 7-day fast, miracles happen. Literally, it is just absolutely miraculous. And I've been doing it for a while, so I suggest somebody who's just going into a fast, for one, like before your fast, the week before your fast, just cut out like meats. Still eat your fruits and vegetables and your, coffee and whatever. Slowly take your body into it. You don't want to shock yourself. So slowly move into it. Just cut out a few things, and then maybe try to fast for a day. Maybe try to fast for 2 days. So the first 3 days are going to be your very, very, very hardest. This is how long it takes to get junk out of your system. So if you're addicted to caffeine like I was, the hardest thing for you will be wanting to jump into that cup of coffee again, or wanting to grab that beer again or whatever your body is addicted to. You'll know when you fast, you'll know really quick what you're addicted to. But on the fourth day, you actually feel really good and you don't feel hungry. But what happens on day 4? Autophagy. Autophagy is when your body thinks it's starving. And see, here's another myth that we've heard. Well, if you starve yourself, you're just going to gain weight because your body is going to hold on to fat thinking that it's starving to death. That's not true either. On the 4th day, we go into autophagy, which means your healthy, strong cells start eating your weaker, older cells because they have to have food from somewhere. So, where are bad cells? They're wrinkles. We may have hidden cancer tumors somewhere that we don't know about. So, all of this weak cells, systems are being slowly eaten by your healthy cells. And the more you fast, the more of these old dead cells or, tumors or whatever you have in your system go away. I do 7 days because I get a full 4 days of autophagy, but I don't know what it is about 7 days. I have tried to do an 11-day fast. Every time I'm stopped, one way or another, I just can't go past the 7. Family comes to visit, or, there's some reason that I have to break my fast. But anyway, 7 is as long as I go now. No calories. I have water, and that's it. Water. And it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. If it was easy, we would all be healthy and beautiful. It's a hard thing to do. But because you make the sacrifice, you will reap amazing benefits. Amazing.
Love it. You can also do intermittent fasting when you're beginning.
Yes.
I
Yes.
advise for
Yes.
people who are starting to so to give your body a 16-hour break, right? Stop eating at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then 16 hours later, you can break your fast with water and juice and, fresh fruit, things like that will give your body calories and good calories to burn, to move you through your day. And then it becomes, with intermittent fasting, you become very aware about what you're eating, and
Yes.
very hyper alert to how each of those things make you feel. I realize, Daiga, you've not said anything this whole time. We're just yawing on. Have you got anything to add to this conversation on eating and not eating? And
No, I just try. At the moment, I done in my life, I done once 10 days fasting. That was very, very hard. I now manage to do time and time again intermediate fasting. That's, for me, it's more better for my body, better for my mental state, and everything is best for me. I can't do it. I don't have anymore this will fast for very long.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's not easy,
It's
that's for
huge.
sure.
It's huge challenge, and I've been all my life struggling with weight and doing dieting and fasting and lots of other things. Yeah, and now I'm in that place. I just want to do something what my body asking me. If I want something, I want to get something.
Yeah.
I don't want to like just fast because so many people saying it's good for you. Yeah. If I
Right,
myself come
right.
to this one date, yes, okay, I'm happy to do a 10-day fasting, maybe, but at the moment my body and myself is happily doing this intermediate fasting.
So Morganne, what about so I have a dowsing meeting with some lady friends of mine, and they talk about what is it? It's doing something with the water. It's blessing your water or giving your water energy, or I don't remember what it is, but
Oh
anyway,
yeah. Oh
it's kind of
yeah.
like making
Yeah.
yogurt. Like every new bottle of water she opens, she puts a drop of her good water, and then it activate. That's what it is. And then it activates this whole new bottle of
Yeah.
water. How do you activate water?
Okay. So water holds memory. And so we got ancient memories that are in water. So you can activate those by being present with your water and asking for it to be activated to its original state, pure water, whole water. So that's one thing. There's Dr. Emoto's work on water where you can put intention into the water. So he's done these beautiful experiments and photographed the results of these experiments by taking some water and thinking love and joy and blessings into that water. And then another bottle, he would think, I hate you, worthless, all that lower
I
dimensional stuff,
saw
energy.
that. Yes, I
And then
saw
he would
that.
photograph the crystals. Yeah, right. So the ones that are got 8 messages, the structure of the crystals are malformed and not very beautiful. But the ones that received the intentions of love and joy and
Love.
bliss and all of that,
Yeah.
they had the most glorious crystalline structures, right? Same thing for
Yeah.
us. When we have water, right? And you say, well, anything that you're putting into your body, water, because everything has water in it, right? So if you are, that's why blessing your food's so powerful. So when you have that or blessing your water, for my water, well, let me go back to the food. Blessing your food changes it because you come into alignment with its wholeness and its purity rather than going, oh, I really shouldn't be eating this. This is really bad for my body. Guess what? You really shouldn't be eating that, and it's really bad for your body. I mean, you say it,
Yeah.
but if you take your
Right.
food and go, I give thanks for this. I give I give thanks. Actually, I want to read. Let me see. I have it out here somewhere. Well,
And
I
what is
can't
our
find it,
blessing in English?
but it's a blessing that I wrote along.
So we
So
bless all of our food
when
and
you
drink
take
here,
the time to bless,
but we
yeah,
say it in
yeah, you
Arabic.
bless the
So I was
food,
asking
drink, and
Sam,
then you
what
can
is it in
receive the
English?
energy of those blessings. So so let's go back to the water. So water holds memory. So whatever you put into the water through consciousness is what you receive from the water. So, and then that's what you're able to give out into the world. So I have a blue bottle because blue holds a high light spectrum in it. I've been using the same blue bottle for years. And when I go to refill it, I leave in some of the water, and the memory of all those blessings is in there for
Yeah.
years. For years, the
Yeah, that's
memory of
what I
those
heard.
blessings are in there, and it's just expands. Yeah, and people will say your water tastes so good. Well, the good news is I do get pure artesian well water, so there is
Oh,
that's one
wow,
reason I
that's
live where I
great.
live. The water is pure. And
Wonderful.
it's really difficult to find that even around where I live. It's so beautiful, but we are blessed with a deep artesian spring well that
Wow.
feeds our community. So so water holding memory, and then if you curse the water, then that's the same thing. You're putting that intention up in it, right? So it's always blessing. It's always putting the love in, putting the light in, so that you are receiving that. So that's what I have to say about water.
Yeah, putting it into your body. Hun, what is our blessing in English? Do you know? So anytime we eat or drink, we say Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So I know it's Bismillah is the name of God. What is Bismillah Ya Rahman Ya Rahim? What is Ya Rahman Ya Rahim? Do you know it in English? In the name of God. So anyway, you're asking God to like bless. I think it's you're asking like in the name of God, bless this food or bless this to my body or something like that. Yeah. It's pretty close to that anyway. That's general, but it's
Yeah.
pretty close to that.
Like you love me more
Yeah,
than
and
my father.
anytime you're asking,
Like you close to me like this.
Mm.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Like you bless
Bismillah.
when I go outside, you bless my food when I eat, you bless me when I go sleep. Like anyway, you talk.
So that's a major blessing. So it's like God is bigger than your mother and your father, and like God is your guardian anytime you eat something, anytime you drink something, anytime you go outside. This is saying like, God is with me through everything. I guess it's a really huge blessing. It's really nice. And really, I think it's us, gratitude. Everything is about gratitude. If you're poor and you want to get out of your bad situation, thank Source that you're poor. Thank Source. I believe that you cannot move to the next level until you're happy with where you're at. Right? I mean, we don't want to be happy with where we're at to stay poor, but it's just about having, it's about perspective. If you only had beans and rice to eat today, well, thank you that I had beans and rice to eat. And then, the next time maybe you'll be blessed with more food, and then you thank for that. And then it's just about keeping a mind of gratitude for everything that we do. Gratitude. You can be grateful that somebody screams and yells at you in the grocery store. Do you know how much that helps you? Because that goes back to the thing that I say. Source always tells me I was so reactive before. I would just jump into any emotion at any time. But Source reminds me observe everything, react to nothing. So when you go to the grocery store and somebody jumps you up and down, or somebody jumps in front of you in the line, somebody is rude, and you don't react to that. Me, I know myself, I used to be such a reactor. I used to be so defensive all the time. And now I'm like, wow, thank you that I'm not the person that I used to be. Now I can observe, like from the outside, my bad habits, my bad traits that I laid down. So, it's stuff like that. Just thankful for the little steps, thankful for the little things. And then a lot of little things become the big thing.
Yep. Yep. Hey, I found, I had several years ago, I think I wrote this in 2008. It was a blessing prayer. I was having a dinner party, and before the dinner party, I received the information that I was to write a blessing for the dinner party. So this is what I wrote. And so this is about blessing it from even the beginning, right? So, a sacred seed was scattered upon a fertile land to grow from the intention of a sower's mighty hand. Seed sown, elements gathered into this food we eat, becoming one with all it drew unto itself complete. And so we bless the sower, the land, and sacred seed that imparts to us the elements of all the things we need. And that was my word to
Wow.
everyone that day at the dinner
Wow.
party, to move into that consciousness of the blessing from that, even that intention, that beginning intention. So, and then bless every hand in the process of it, the sower, everybody.
Mm,
So, I
that was
had found
really
this
beautiful.
because one of those women that I had here for Thanksgiving she reminded me of that I had written. She had been at my dinner party and pull it out. So I think that it's a good way to hold intention and consciousness when you're about to eat, when you're about to put that into your beingness, much like the water, blessing the water, blessing everything you
Yeah.
eat, blessing everything, even if you know it's not the best for you. Um, Bless that too. Bless it and ask for the elements of the goodness to be released, and give thanks for your body's ability to release what doesn't belong.
There is a gentleman on Gaia. I can't remember his name. But every single time he pays for something, he thanks the money. He thanks it. But he
Yep.
says thank you in Japanese.
Yep.
He says arigato. Every time he swipes his debit card, he says arigato money. Every time he gives somebody cash, he says arigato money. Every time, every time he pays for, anything at a restaurant or anything, he says arigato money. And he believes the reason why he's rich to this day is because he's grateful for every single dollar that he's spent, and so the money just flows right back to him.
Yep. Yep.
And you can think about it. If you have a child
Bless.
that you give something to, and the kid is like, really? That's all I got? Thanks a lot. Like, or if you give to a child that's like, wow, mom, these are the best socks I've ever seen in my whole life. So what kid makes you want to give to it more? The kid that's a total jerk and, is put off and
Yep.
has all the negativity? Of course not. You want to give to the kid that's the most gracious. That's just how it works.
That's right. That's exactly how it works. And that's the way it is with God, because you are grateful for what Source gives you. So therefore you're an open space to receive from Source. But when we grumble and complain, you shut off that pipeline to Source. You shut it. Sometimes people have got it shut all the way down. To open it up, start giving thanks, start blessing everything that you do, every dime you spend, bless it. Arigato money is a beautiful way that works for someone to do it. Find your own way of blessing every aspect of your life, and more will come. It always does.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to read the Bible through again now that I'm awake, now that my perspective is so much different on just life in general. I would like to, I've always been so put off by religion because I felt like it was like enslavement, but really when you flip it to yeah, it's a different perspective. I don't know if you guys know who Aaron Abke is, but he talks about um Jesus in like a way that I've never ever ever heard before, and it really gives you a really really good perspective. I believe that all of us should have been taught the Bible the way that he now perceives it. And yeah, I'm curious to jump back into things now that I'm awake, looking at it from a Christ consciousness, from a, different point of view.
Yeah. I it's on my table always. And this is a translation from Aramaic into English.
Oh
This
my
is George
goodness.
Loms's version, and I do I do enjoy this interpretation. When I'm working with this incredible book of suggestions, which is what I call it. It's a book of suggestions and teachings. Usually all I do is just go, okay, what do you need me to know now? And I just open it up. And then I just put my finger there and I'll read what that is. Because it
Yeah.
is oh my gosh, it is like magic. When you do that, you're guided to that piece. And then you can take those messages. A lot of times I'm guided to the wisdom of Solomon. I mean, I cannot tell you how many
Mm.
times I am guided to wisdom of Solomon. So many
Proverbs is my
times I've
favorite
like,
book.
and it doesn't matter what book of the Bible. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's yeah,
I
I
can
love
read
Proverbs
Proverbs
and the
over and
Song of
over again
Solomon
every
and the
day.
Psalm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I love using this incredible book of suggestions to help suggest a thought form for me for the day. So that's how I use it, and it's always on my table. I have a bunch of Bibles. I was a Bible student, so uh, the Bible is important to me in terms of understanding human our human condition and how to assist ourselves of getting out of out of the bad conditions we find ourselves in.
Right.
So
Right.
it's so good for that.
Taking us out of 3D. So here's my Bible for today. This is what I'm reading through every day. I absolutely adore this book. I read through the first chapter twice already, but Oh my gosh, like I visited the first chapter so many times. It's just amazing. I have this is from the Foundation of Inner Peace. I'm trying to, okay, there we go. It doesn't seem to work that good.
Oh, Course in Miracles. Yeah.
Course in Miracles. Yeah, the complete course plus
Got that one on my
supplement.
table too.
Yeah. So I just absolutely adore this.
And you
Every
know,
day
I'll do a
I read
shameless
one
I'll do a
section.
shameless plug here.
Do it, I dare you.
Excellent. I'll do a shameless plug. I'll be teaching Course in Miracles beginning right after the first of the year start. I'm putting it together as a 3-month course on teaching the core principles of Course in Miracles. And then if people want to begin day one from, doing the first day, they're welcome to do that. And I may do that, but I want to teach the 3-month core principles of Course in Miracles. It's going to be very profound because it's just purely, this is what I'm being told to do. And when I follow that, it's good stuff. So my shameless plug. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for that. I can't wait for that course. I cannot wait.
I think on that note, I think we can.
And I'll tell you, Daiga, people watch our show because.
What, Morganne? Say it again. We missed you.
I was going to say, someone contacted me that had watched our show from last Thursday to let me know they wanted to be a part of it. So people are listening to our shows. I don't know how.
Great.
That was awesome. Yeah, that was awesome.
No, of course,
Good.
I know people listening. I know we are helping people, so our time is not wasted. I'm absolutely sure of that. I'm very, very happy we managed to get together. I apologize to everyone about sound. I will speak to my IT department and find out what is going on and try to fix it, because this one never been before, so horrible sound. And thank you very much everybody who are watching our shows, who participating, who even not participating, and reach out to Morgan, reach out to me, reach out to Alisha Ann, because we all here to help you on the end of the day. So Alisha Ann, do you want to say something as well on end?
I just send everybody in the world, no matter where you are, lots and lots of love and positivity. And listen, not everything that's going on right now feels great. You might be in a situation and you're wondering, why is this happening, or why is that happening, or what's going on in the world, whatever. Listen, don't look on the outside for answers. Everything happens the way that it's supposed to. There's no mistakes in the universe. You are exactly where you are supposed to be right now. So stay awake, stay aware, stay positive, and everything works out.
Yep.
Is there anything else from you, Morgan?
Yep. And we were created for this time.
That's right.
We were created for this time.
That's right.
That's it.
We chose to be here.
I don't know why I signed my contract. Where was my mind when I signed my contract? I really don't know. but there we go. I'm here. I'm making these shows. I'm working with clients. I trying to find more people who come on my shows and want to help you. So everybody who watching show, if you know somebody who will be able to come on my show and willing to come on my shows and help people, other people to wake up and find their feet at this very, very confusing time, please let me know. Come and contact with me. Our contact details is below the video. So thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget like, share and subscribe to my YouTube video shows. And thank you. God bless.